is J-Mac and I front and center every day. We put our face on our opinions, and the internet is mostly about Captain Hindsight's, AFG's, after-the-fact geniuses. Everybody's so smart after the fact. But I want to talk about Rams-Seahawks. I want you to think about this, because it feels so obvious. What I'm going to say right now feels so obvious. I mean, you guys knew it would work. The Rams had a Pro Bowl quarterback in Jared Goff, who'd been to a Super Bowl, just entering his prime. And Sean McVay said, you know, I'm going to give up 2 first-round picks. I'm going to pay Jared Goff's salary and the new guy's salary. And I want Matt Stafford with a losing record in Detroit, who in 12 years had never won a playoff game, had only made it 3 times and was 0-3. And I'm going to let you look at the numbers of Matt Stafford. They're totally unremarkable, and that's with the second greatest receiving talent I've ever seen behind Randy Moss in Calvin Johnson. So he had the ultimate number 1 receiver. He was 74-90, completed 62% of his throws, his passer rating in the 80s, and did not have a 2-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio with Calvin Johnson. And Sean McVay's like, yeah, I'm going to pay his salary. I'm going to pay Jared Goff's salary. Stafford's had the you-know-what beat out of him for 12 years, never won a playoff game. Goff just made the Super Bowl. Yeah, let's pull the trigger on that. That is a big front and center swing by Les Snead and Sean McVay. And it's the kind of move, first year in, I mean, Stafford still led the NFL in interceptions. He and McVay were trying to figure it out as the season was going on. So it's easy now to go, I knew this thing would be money. Dude had never won a playoff game. Average quarterbacks in average franchises in 12 years will win a playoff game. And it's the same with John Snyder, the Seattle GM. Pete Carroll, very popular in Seattle. 2 Super Bowls, had a trophy, beloved. Had just had another winning season. And John Snyder fired him off a winning season. The most popular coach or manager in Seattle, maybe ever, fired him. And John Snyder also, with Sam Darnold erupting in those games, remember against the Rams and against the Lions, everybody was like, that's who Darnold is. Oh, that's who Sammy is. Stay away. And Snyder goes, no, I'm going to pay him pretty good money. We're going to go with Sam Darnold. So the Stafford move looks brilliant today. You thought he was going to, at this age, what is he, 37? This is what it was going to look like? After getting the you-know-what kicked out of him in Detroit, 74-90, 12 years, no play. I'm going to pay for Goff and Stafford and 2 first picks. Goff was really good. I saw Goff go toe-to-toe in L.A. and beat Mahomes. Remember that game, Coliseum? So that's a lot more courage. Front and center, no troll, not anonymous, right out in front. And John Snyder, Pete Carroll, was beloved in Seattle. People moved on from Russell Wilson and moved on from Pete, fired him. Seattle gets better. And not only does he fire Pete Carroll off winning season, he hires another defensive coordinator, Mike McDonald. You would think you'd be like, okay, the old defensive guy, league's pivoting to offense. John, you got to get an offensive guy. He's like, no, I'm going to go defense again. And I think tonight, Sean McVay is arguably the best coach in the league. And I think Mike McDonald is the defensive Sean McVay. But this game tonight is about big swings, doing unpopular things, things people scratch their head on. Acquiring turnover-prone Sam Darnold, hiring another defensive coach, firing Pete off a winning season. You're going to pay for Stafford and Goff? 12 years, no playoff wins? 0-3? Fortune favors the bold. I don't know who wins tonight, but I know Matt Stafford, at his age, these Thursday night games are tough. Two great rosters, great coaches, and great GMs too. So Patrick Mahomes, they are estimating now, in quotations, ballpark, rehab is going to take 9 months. He'll be back sometime in September to play again. The league is better with Mahomes. He's one of the all-time talents. But I was thinking about this morning. Taking the train into work. That's who I am, a rugged sportscaster. So when Tom Brady was in his prime, it always ticked me off that the minute another quarterback who was elite had a great year or year and a half run, they were better than Brady. Remember when Aaron Rodgers wins the Super Bowl in 2010, 2011, he's the MVP, and suddenly there was a chorus of fans and media saying, Aaron's better. And I'm like, Brady's got 3 Super Bowls and counting and 2 MVPs. What are you talking about? No, Aaron is the man. Okay, I don't agree with that. And then when Peyton Manning, when he won the Super Bowl in Denver and was named the MVP, remember that year? He beat Brady in the playoffs 2015. And I love Peyton Manning. Top 5 quarterback ever. Everybody was like, he's got Tommy's number. He is, you know what? Let's be honest about it. He changed the league, not Brady. And I'm like, Brady's got 4 Super Bowls and counting. Because Tom stylistically was harder to fall in love with. Even Belichick had a crush on second-round pick Jimmy Garoppolo for about 2-3 years. I remember reading an article or a book by Seth Wickersham, great writer, and there were anonymous sources in the building saying, well, it's a lot of system. It's the system. You know, a lot of guys could win here in Foxborough. It wasn't until Brady went to Tampa with the 500 Buccaneers, won a title with Arians, that everybody finally acknowledged that day as he's drinking margaritas and almost threw the trophy into the pond. Everybody went, yeah, it was Tommy, not Belichick. And so I do think style drives the NBA discussion, but it matters in the NFL too. Aaron looks cooler. Elway was always better than Marino, but Marino looked cooler. And Patrick Mahomes, he's kind of cool. And that's why we have so much reluctance to acknowledge the clear and absolute truth. The last 2 years, Mahomes is not even in Josh Allen's league. It ain't close. Josh is bigger and stronger. I'll throw the numbers on the screen. If you go to passer rating in the second half and overtime in the last 2 years, Allen's number 2, Mahomes is 24th. And by the way, Mahomes has better receiving targets. The Bills receivers stink. They play in worse weather, believe it or not, than Kansas City. They have a defensive coach, not Andy Reid. The last 2 years, one guy is significantly bigger, stronger, more productive than the other. But we like Mahomes, and we like Aaron, and we love Marino. It looks cool, and cool matters a lot in basketball's culture, not nearly as much in the football culture. But Josh Allen's pretty cool too. And Brady stacking trophies, that's pretty cool too. I just appreciate that Sean McDermott, a defensive guy with a smile on his face, realizes what he has.
I want to pull up the family scrapbook and we can just sit down and kind of kumbaya and just page through every one of Josh's days and the journey here. Some of the things he's done are unprecedented in terms of what a quarterback has been able to accomplish over the years and the ways he's done it and the way he, and most importantly right now, is leading our football team.
And I know some of you will say, Colin, the reason we're reluctant is all those trophies. Exactly the reason that it used to drive me nuts that people wouldn't give Brady his flowers because he had all the trophies too. And you were more than willing to say, Aaron's it, Peyton's the guy. So don't give me the trophy argument. You never use that with Brady because Brady didn't play cool football. But he's the best pre-snap quarterback arguably ever, the best post-snap quarterback ever, the best cold weather thrower ever, the smartest quarterback ever, the best clutch quarterback ever. Right now, the best football player in the world is in Buffalo. And it's not particularly close.